Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another Fortnite video. So for those of you who know me, you know I absolutely detest pyramids, and the second most disgusting design that makes me want to vomit is massive layered structures, fortresses, Walmarts, whatever. If the defensive structure that is built around the objective takes a year and a half to run around, well, it's booty. Straight booty. No, not pirate chest booty. Not even sweet badunkadunk booty. Just plain old ass garbage booty.
But Gumby, it's okay. I play constructor and put down my base ability.
Okay, it's a poor use of the base and super inefficient regardless. Anyway, I've been playing around with a lot of different designs and layouts for efficient defensive structures. Sure, if the storm isn't going to change directions, the best strategy is to create tunnels near the husk spawners and then funnel them towards the objective through floor, ceiling, and wall traps while you sit back and shoot when needed. But setting up tunnels or funnel systems gets a little more intense when the storm is going to change directions 3 or 4 times. You can still create a defensive tunnel system, but you'll most likely be wasting a tremendous amount of time and resources trying to anticipate every approach possible. You could set up 9 different tunnel systems, cover every angle they could possibly come from, and after you've completed the mission, they might have only come from 3 or 4 of those directions. That's a lot of wasted traps, resources, and materials, not to mention time. I'm not saying this is a bad preparation method, because it does work, and I used it a lot, but I got tired of it, and I wanted to figure out something simple, quick, and efficient that would take much less time and resources and materials. So this video is going to focus on a rock-solid design that we came up with specifically for the Retrieve the Data missions. Just so everyone is on the same page, the Retrieve the Data missions are the balloon missions that have a time limit until the balloon drops and the waves begin. So you can't really lollygag around for too long on these missions. Another thing that I'm not sure if people understand is the actual objective is literally a 1x1 tile. However, when you reach the landing zone, there will be a 2x2 orange force field. If you look up into the air, you can actually pinpoint what corner of the 2x2 the balloon will land in. This is important because you do not need to box up the balloon in a 2x2 box. You only need to make it a 1x1. You just can't box up the whole objective until it completely lands on the ground and the force field disappears. It's not entirely too difficult to put up 2 extra walls after the balloon drops, or some floors, or whatever. You got like 10-15 seconds before the first couple zombies reach the balloon. By the way, I'll also have some gameplay at the end of the video showing off both the build and the fight phase. Alright, let me get down and show you around. It's not anything super complex by any means. It's just small, tight, and super efficient. So this would be the balloon, the 1x1. I typically use metal, but if you know you're going to have nature enemies, you're going to want to switch it to brick. If you know it's going to be water enemies, you're going to want to leave it metal. I put wall launchers on all 4 walls. I put retractable floor spikes down around the entire objective. And then I put 2 walls up in both corners, leaving an opening on each wall for the zombies to flow in. Unlike everybody else, I typically don't want to put layers of walls for zombies to beat through. I want them to walk through the base. So we have traps everywhere. If the zombie stands on this tile, they get hit by those wall darts, those wall darts, those wall darts. If they migrate over here, they get hit by those, and those. Every tile in here, you're getting hit by all kinds of traps. If you're even more worried about there not being enough damage, you could literally fill this up with ceiling traps. I advise against that if you're up against a wall ledge, because let's say, for instance, we were backed up against this ledge. They would be able to walk over onto your objective and then beat it. Sometimes we'll actually throw, just for fun, I'll throw a ceiling trap just right here at the so if they're standing beating on the objective and the wall launcher hasn't gone off yet, they're at least getting hit by darts, floor spikes, and a ceiling trap. We put healing pads out because with lobbers and bees and other things, you will be taking some damage, so it's always nice to have little bits of healing here and there. But if everybody's hanging out inside the base as a group, you can always revive your friends. It's not a problem. And if you didn't notice, when you revive a friend, the moment they get revived, it does an area effect knockback. So even if you're taking damage and you're halfway there to revive him, stay on him and revive him. It'll knock everybody away. The other neat thing about this design is you have lots of line of sight. So some people would assume that they're going to want to come out here and fight and most people will until they realize the power of the base. You never have to leave. You can just stay inside, and you can peek, you can shoot, you can have somebody over here shoot in this direction. You can see pretty much everywhere they're coming from unless they're literally spawning on the other side of one of your outer walls. The only thing you want to pay attention to, since the spawns are super random, the only pattern I've seen that's semi-consistent is usually when you get down to the 3-minute mark, you'll have TNT guys coming in. And they'll throw the TNT. They're not going to come in and throw them at the base. They're going to throw it at usually the first wall. So this wall will typically be the first ones to start taking damage or going down based on TNT. If you have your walls leveled up to level 3, which I do not here because I didn't want to waste the materials, they will not usually go down. Also, if you use the banner and you see it coming, you also want to have people communicating. So if you've got guys poking on one side while you have another friend poking on the other side, and if they call it TNT, you can go drop them. Also, if you use a melee weapon, specifically this hammer, that will knock the TNT out of their hands. So you can charge and chase people. You don't have to play constructor. We do this a lot. We use this design a lot when we're running 4 soldiers or ninjas and soldiers. But if you do have a constructor, you're limiting yourself on damage output. But if they have a base ability that heals, this design, unless you get hit by TNT, you virtually never have to heal the base. And for anybody that's going to point out, well, on my difficulty, this isn't going to work. So we've been using this design since I've been 40. I'm 44 right now. And I typically play with 19s, 20s, 21s. I've got a couple 30s now that I play with. And rerun, what have we done? We've gone all the way up to 52s. And it's boring on 52. So we can let 20s run around in this base with level 52 bosses. I don't think I've tried this yet on a 58. Those are currently the missions that I'm working on. But we'll see what we can do. I imagine it's going to be the same thing with the 58s. The only difference is being the 58s have a lot of elemental enemies, including smashers. So there might be a couple issues there. And without the damage output of my teammates, the smashers might do some damage, but we could throw the walls back up. Anyway, you can do lots of stuff. You could even do more if you wanted to. You could come out if you really were worried about damage. You could throw a wall here and a wall here on all sides, pending if you have room based on the level. And then you could literally have traps on all of these. Everything would melt. If you throw retractables down on these walls, you leave these wall darts up, the husks or zombies will still be running through this opening and just taking damage constantly from the beginning all the way through. And if you wanted to sit back on the inside, you could see them coming. That's a lot of range you've got while they're walking, taking damage. If the children jump at you, the little mini munchkin monster zombies, anything, you don't have to stand here and take damage. Just literally just start walking. The traps are going to do all the work for you in this design. Just walk around. You'll do all. I get top damage when I play constructor, and the only thing I do is I walk out and I knock out TNT out of their propane tanks out of their hands, and then my traps do all the work. I get top damage, so you don't have to do much. You can just sit back, hang out, chit chat, and then just maintain walls. Another thing that's important, if you are like the majority of players that do not understand the concept of this, if you don't know what that means, and that means your wall is damaged. I know, it's a hard concept to understand. The other thing, go up, click right stick on it, or whatever it is for PC. Heal your walls. Oh my god, I cannot stand how people do not understand that concept. If you can't do that concept, don't do this design. You'll die. Go back to your pyramids. Yeah, you just have to walk around, heal your walls. Pretty much nothing's going to get damaged besides the occasional inside wall. And if you notice when you're walking around, they'll pretty much never have damage, especially if you have a base ability on top, healing. But even then, you could have this entire wall lined up with husks beating on it. You can come over with the hammer, knock them all off. They're going to die anyways. Click a heal. You can just stand here, shoot them all in the head as they're lined up. Doesn't matter. Click a heal. It's golden. It's a very solid design. We keep adding different things to it. It's getting kind of boring. It's too easy, honestly, but it's fun. Just wanted to share it. I'll get some gameplay coming up. So yeah, I hope more of you start using this design. It's simple, it's quick, it's effective. The only thing that's a little frustrating playing with randoms is when the balloon's about to drop and you're setting this up, you got to remember that you've got the 2x2 orange force field grid. So people come in, other randoms, and they panic and they start throwing walls up. So it's a little frustrating. So anyway, here's some gameplay.
Let's see.
Jesus Christ, dude. That fucking sunflower had 900 goddamn life. Shit, I didn't mean to do. I guess wood's fine.
Wish I could.
Going into these level 3s.
Yeah, really, just get everything level 3. Do you have any wall launchers you can make?
Yeah.
You're gonna need 4 wall launchers.
I've got power level 35s.
Okay. Better than mine. Mine are standard.
And mine are epic power level 35s. Got. They're just
One of our
base
drones has taken damage.
first evolved 2-star.
We can't let the husks destroy the drone. Head to the crash site.
Choice.
To 57s.
Yeah, mine are. My force spikes are 48s right now.
My force spikes are only 35 as well, but they're epic ones. So much fucking schematic XP to level shit up.
Yep. Okay, 8 minutes. You ready?
Yeah, I'm just gonna knock down some brick walls just to top off my brick real quick, but.
The balloon has landed. Defend that data.
Can I need those wall launchers back up?
Now this is fun. Come on over here. Sorry.
Mouse breather.
File successfully retrieved. The fort is falling.
It's on.
Data's looking good.
What? Oh, it's one on that side too?
All around us.
I was shooting at one through the corner and then I got shot by another one through the opposite corner behind me.
Go on without me!
This guy's hurt.
File
I seen a
successfully
river out
retrieved.
more.
Another file.
They can't handle me.
Another file.
So there you have it. Hopefully this helps you build better defenses. Obviously this design can be tailored and altered in many, many ways. So play with it, use it, copy it, abuse it. I don't care. Just stop. Please stop building pyramids and calling it good. If you have any questions or any other ideas, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Or you can always pop into one of my streams over on Twitch at twitch.tv/SlyGumby. I stream daily from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And with that said, I'm out. Bye-bye now.